'Cause I'm obsessed with you. My mind's possessed by you. But I must confess it's true that this ain't love. This ain't love. Though my advances have met with resistance, I can't get you out of my mind. That's why for a while I'll be keeping my distance and hoping you just need more time. 'Cause I'm obsessed with you. My mind's possessed by you. But I must confess it's true that this ain't love. This ain't love. This ain't love. Because I know nothing about you. You're all that I want you to be. I feel like I'm nothing without you, but it's all just a fantasy. 'Cause this ain't love. This ain't love. This ain't love. 'Cause I'm obsessed with you. My mind's possessed by you. But I must confess it's true that this ain't love. This ain't love. This ain't love. Because I know nothing about you. You're all that I want you to be. I feel like I'm nothing without you, but it's all just a fantasy. 'Cause this ain't love. I dream of a world where scores can be settled with points of information, not physical aggression. And in this world, politicians can be heckled, but getting home safely doesn't call for discretion. There always seems to be a man who's ready for violence when he feels like his point of view is being silenced. But at the end of it all, when the last bomb falls, when the bullets have been fired and the soldiers have expired, when the dead can no longer be counted and the pain on all sides is mounted till no one has the strength remaining to throw a punch despite their training, we'll still have to sit down and talk it out. talk it out. Talk it out. From Boonville, Mendocino, we'd ride a tandem round the bay and dine in Sausalito. For your smile, what would I do? Your sweet style keeps me beside you. I'd stay a while and listen. Stay and listen. Wouldn't care what I'd be missing. I wouldn't care. 'Cause the music of your voice is everything that I've been wishing for. Share your burden. Share your burden. When I see you're overworking. Overworking. When your eyes have lost their shine, I know. Oh, I know. That the weight has got you hurting. Yes, it's got you hurting. For your smile, what would I do? Your sweet style keeps me beside you. I'd dance for you on the solstice stage. I'd sing for you till the stars have aged. I'd walk with you 1,000 miles just to see you smile. connection we felt from the start means we are more than the sum of our parts. When we talk, when we think, when we walk, we are in sync. Already raised above the power of two. Be the change you want to see, evolve together patiently. Our brave new world begins with me and you. This connection we felt from the start means we are more than the sum of our parts. It's a reflection I see in your heart means we are more than the sum of our parts. You've accepted all my flaws like no one ever has before. That's how I know that we'll remain attached. You may have traits I wouldn't choose, but I know there's more to lose. Naively dreaming that we're perfectly matched. Falling in love is not a la carte, 'cause we are more than the sum of our parts. No objection could keep us apart, 'cause we are more than the sum of our parts. As our lives intertwine, our desires become aligned, 'cause we are more than the sum of our parts. This connection we felt from the start means we are more than the sum of our parts. This reflection I see in your heart means we are more than the sum of our parts. Falling in love is not a la carte, 'cause we are more than the sum of our parts. I'd like to remind you before we depart that there's no objection could keep us apart. That place where we're headed is not on the charts, 'cause we are more than the sum of our parts. You're the queen of reassurance, you know just what to say. But the deed of my pride, keeping vanity at bay. The glowing rainbow harlequin with dazzling sleight of hand. The architect of my soul, and I trust your plan. You know when to build me up, the clown. You're the bushfire that burns through my arid badlands, the cascade of rain that breaks the drought once again, the river that connects my world from the mountains to the seas, and all the life that it sustains from the ground up to the trees. You know, yes, you know when to build me up. You know, yes, you know when to tear me down. You know, yes, you know when to be my rock, and you know when to play the clown. When to build me up. You know when to tear me down. You know when to be my rock, and you know when to play the clown. Harlequin Dean, architect queen, bushfire rain, a river and all it sustains. Harlequin Dean, architect queen, bushfire rain, a river and all it sustains. You know, yes, you know when to build me up. You know, yes, you know when to tear me down. You know, yes, you know when to be my rock, and you know when to play the clown. When to build me up. You know when to tear me down. You know when to be my rock, and you know when to play the clown. You know when to build me up. You know when to tear me down. You know when to be my rock, and you know when to play the clown. Is it the time or the place, or her voice or his face? Did it start with that rumor, or their shared sense of humor? Nothing more, nothing less than a gentle caress, and they're tumbling over the edge. Two hearts, too young, two kids having too much fun. Tonight, two people will fall in love. Two smiles, two faces, too many warm embraces. Tonight, two people will fall in love. Is it the cut of his hair, or the style of her shirt? Feel the force in the air, draw them in as they flirt. Something sparks as they touch hands. A fortuitous circumstance has brought their lives together. Two hearts, too young, two kids having too much fun. Tonight, two people will fall in love. emotions, passion flows. Will it last? Only heaven knows. Two hearts, too young. Two kids having too much fun. Tonight, two people will fall in love. Two smiles, two faces, too many warm embraces. Tonight, two people will fall in love. I was singing on the street, my little Roland at my feet, when the whimsy of the weatherman agreed that I should change my plans. A fellow passing near saw me packing up my gear, and he offered me that Wimbledon refrain. Rain, stop playing. Rain, stop playing. Looks like I won't be making music on the streets today, 'cause rain stopped playing. A nearby alcove kept me dry, while my spirits still rode high, with increasing inclination to ignore precipitation and maintain erstwhile intentions of impromptu entertainment. But few more songs were needed before the weather would be heated, as I felt the rain extinguishing the fire from my voice. Rain, stop playing. Rain, stop playing. Looks like I won't be making music on the streets today, 'cause rain stopped playing. So as I lamented how the rain had prevented my short serenade from attracting a crowd, I looked at reality with that stoic mentality of which all we English are quietly proud. For the best English weather is capricious and never to the sun, wind, or rain endure. Though we often look at others and the portraits of their lives can seem so much more blissful, it's the viewpoint that's to blame. There's no true way of stepping back surveying from outside the life you've drawn around you when you're trapped within the frame. Instead you find those detailed little moments of elation, those buoyant balloons of happiness for emotional elevation. A crisp, sweet apple, neither bruised nor overripe. Warm, still steaming bread, some crust in every bite. A tall, cool glass of milk, naturally full cream. The waves of aroma as you're chopping basil, fresh and green. How many grains of sand to make a dune? How many hooks to salad chew? How many feathers to make a soft duvet? How many little moments does it take to make your day? How many hairs to make a lion's mane? How many errant stones to break a window pane? You don't know when these moments will manifest, so always be alert to taste these drops of happiness. The sun in the sky as you open your eyes. A cool breeze on a hot day can truly tranquilize. To hear rain on a roof and not feel it on your head. Pink candy plus clouds in a crimson sky at sunset. How many grains of sand to make a dune? How many hooks to salad chew? How many feathers to make a soft duvet? How many little moments does it take to make your day? How many hairs to make a lion's mane? How many errant stones to break a window pane? You don't know when these moments will manifest, so always be alert to taste these drops of happiness. Graciously received. Suppressed frustrations, vociferously freed. A smile from a stranger that says we could be friends. Or one from an old friend that says it's good to see you once again. How many grains of sand to make a dune? How many hooks to salad chew? How many feathers to make a soft duvet? How many little moments does it take to make your day? How many hairs to make a lion's mane? How many errant stones to break a window pane? You don't know when these moments will manifest, so always be alert. Yes, you always be alert. Always be alert to taste these drops of happiness. Every hour is marked by a pitiless child in the house occupied by the soldiers of time. Hear the hum of decay in each echoing room. Every tick weaves another dark thread through death's loom. But you don't have to live in this cage of the present. Keep dreaming and your future can be incandescent. Oh, Daisy McLean, she said a wise thing. Every day is a choice between living and dying. Oh, sadly, some people, they choose the latter, and slowly their life will drain of all the things that really matter. Keep yourself busy, said Daisy McLean. All that's wearying us be your daily refrain. Don't be content with the shadows on the wall. Step outside, see the sunshine, or feel the rain fall. If routine keeps you prisoner, then chaos will free you. Embrace it or fear will never release you. Relinquish your habits, you no longer need them. Your imagination can lead you to freedom. Oh, Daisy McLean, she said a wise thing. Every day is a choice between living and dying. Oh, sadly, some people, they choose the latter, and slowly their life will drain of all the things that really matter. Keep yourself busy, said Daisy McLean. All that's wearying us be your daily refrain. Hear the hum of decay in each echoing room. Every tick weaves another dark thread through death's loom. Oh, Daisy McLean, she said a wise thing. Every day is a choice between living and dying. Oh, sadly, some people, they choose the latter, and slowly their life will drain of all the things that really matter. Keep yourself busy, said Daisy McLean. All that's wearying us be your daily refrain. Keep yourself busy, said Daisy McLean. complain. Oh, let's weariness be. Your daily refrain. I dream of a world where scores can be settled with points of information, not physical aggression. And in this world, politicians can be heckled, but getting home safely doesn't call for discretion. There always seems to be a man who's ready for violence when he feels like his point of view is being silenced. But at the end of it all, when the last bomb falls, when the bullets have been fired and the soldiers have expired, when the dead can no longer be counted and the pain on all sides is mounted till no one has the strength remaining to throw a punch despite their training, we'll still have to sit down and talk it out. We should raise our glasses in celebration, or our voices in anger, but never our fists in rage. Rock cartoons in satirical imitation, but don't raw blood, de-escalate, disengage. There always seems to be a man who's ready for violence when he feels like his point of view is being silenced. But at the end of it all, when the last bomb falls, when the bullets have been fired.
All right, good evening, everybody. It's Sunday night and welcome back to the latest edition of the Big Tonbridge Online Pub Quiz. How are we all? I hope you're doing well. I'm here at Tonbridge Castle, ready to quiz you once again on this Sunday evening. And let's go straight over to the feed. And without even looking, I know it's going to be Batman and Catwoman, and indeed it is. There they are. They're always the first to get going in the feed. 3 in a row. They're looking for bragging rights now. The Stevens aren't playing, but they're out to beat the Wrens. Now that is the feed over there. And all we want you to do as you play along tonight is maybe join in with that feed. Tell us where you're playing from, tell us who you're going up against, tell us who you want to beat, tell us if you're having, you know, a quiz for a pint or something like that. Tell us if you're in the George and Dragons beer garden tonight, because I had heard that some people are heading down there to play the quiz. George and Dragon, of course, being one of our sponsors. So good evening to you if you are joining us for the first time. Quick introduction, my name is Mark. I've been doing these quizzes for the town of Tonbridge, where I was born and bred, since we kicked off at the beginning of around April, I think it was, all thanks to my little sister, who will be playing tonight, and she suggested we do it in order to raise some money for a local charity, which we'll talk about in a little bit, and we've done it, and hundreds of you have joined us week after week after week, and you keep giving donations to the charity, so it's all good. Everybody's happy, everybody wins. So we'll be doing this for a few more weeks at least, because full lockdown has not ended. You know, we still can't get back to normal yet, and all the time you keep donating, you know, I'll just keep coming coming back and doing quizzes for you. So good evening to Adam, who's joined us on the feed. Anybody else want to say hello? Please do. Just 61 players at the moment. Do you remember last week, though, we had like 50 or 60 with 10 minutes to go, and all of a sudden we had 180. It was madness. People always log in at the last second. But let's talk about last week, because it was a good fun quiz, and it was an accident, if anything, because if you didn't play last week, you'll be looking at these scores and going, but why so low? Normally people are up in the 200s. Well, because we were trying something different last week. Last week, I wanted to just adjust the scores so that instead of being 5 points for a correct answer, it would be 3 points. What I didn't realise is that with the MyQuiz platform, if you adjust it, and this was something that I learnt, if you adjust it, you lose the speed bonus. So I had a bit of a panic after the first few questions, and then what became apparent as we started going through the quiz is that you guys much preferred it without the speed bonus. It kept the quiz unbelievably close, as you can see here. Horror number 3 took their first ever win, but they were just one correct answer ahead of what we got 5 other teams who were just behind them, and then those guys, the 7th down to 10th were just 2 more correct answers behind them. So it became incredibly close, and we have tested this same format, which we discovered by accident, with our other quizzes, and they have liked it as well. So anyway, well done to Horror number 3, who picks up the win last week and Never Going to Quiz You Up. Did push them all the way, as did their best friend Horror number 4, Nosy Noisy, Discount Fireworks, and Thank You Baked Potato, which is possibly the best team name from last week, all finishing essentially joint second. But Never Going to Quiz You Up went top of those 5 players because they were the quickest to answer the final question. So let's quickly recap how the point scoring will work, because we've changed it all over here now, so we can quickly tell you how it is. I've moved down to Haysden. Beautiful Haysden. I should imagine it's a bit darker down there at the moment. What's the time? It's coming up for 8 o'clock. No, it's still light, isn't it? But here we are at beautiful Haysden. Let's talk about the point scoring. So this is what we've retained. 3 points for a correct answer. 0 if you get it wrong, as normal. No speed bonus tonight, okay? So there is no speed bonus, but there is a point of reason to be quick, which is if you're tied with somebody, whoever answers quickest will go ahead. 10 seconds to answer normal questions, 15 seconds to answer. Now that actually we've just changed at the last minute because we hadn't announced it on Facebook, and so I've changed that back. So for tonight only, it's going to be 15 seconds for all questions, okay? We did test 10 seconds with another quiz, and I was going to do it with you guys, but then I thought, you know what, I haven't told you, I haven't opened the discussion, so ignore that. It's going to be 15 seconds as normal. We can test 10 seconds for you in the future if there's any need. As always, some questions have multiple answers. For those ones, you get 3 points for every single answer that you get correct. But if you get just 1 wrong in those multiple answer questions, then your other correct answers in that question are only worth 1 point. So on those multiple answer questions, you can score 0, 1, 2, or 9 if you get all 3 of them. We have questions that are first letter as well. First letter is quite simply a multiple choice question, but instead of giving you complete words or answers, we only put 1 possible letter. So you've got to know what the correct answer is. For example, what is the name of the lake behind me? If you could see the letter H, you would go for H for Haysden. It's as easy as that. So be sure of what you click on just to make sure you don't get anything wrong. And as I did say, every time 2 or more players are tied on the same score, we separate you by who answered the previous question the quickest. So being quick, it still does make a bit of a difference, because if you've got 10 players all on the same score and you happen to be the one that answered quickest, you're going to be 10 places higher than you would have been if you were the person that that got it slowest. I'm sure it'll make sense as we go. Prizes galore tonight, as always. Thank you to our local sponsors. And we start off with the wonderful Georgian Dragon. Actually, last week I was sitting in the Georgian Dragon, albeit virtually. This week I haven't included them, but maybe we'll go back again next week. So the Georgian Dragon, they are still doing their takeaways and their deliveries after 6:30, but the beer garden is open. I haven't spoken to Garth today, actually, which is unusual. I normally have a quick chat with him, but I haven't had a word. But has anyone been down to the George? Anyone enjoyed a pint in the garden yet? I know they're trying to get back to normal as soon as possible, or as normal as they can be. But do support your local pubs, both the George and Dragon and all your other local pubs in town. I know we all go to it, but there are alternatives to Wetherspoons. All right, so you're paying another 20p for a pint or whatever, but these are local businesses as opposed to big conglomerates. So go and support your local pub, a proper local pub, just like the George and Dragon and the, whatever pubs are still left in Tonbridge. Places like the Manor Kent and Chequers, really good pubs. Go along, have a pint in there, and, maybe even play this quiz on a Sunday night. So thank you to Garth. He will be giving a bottle of Prosecco delivered to your home, providing you're in Tonbridge or the surrounding area, please. So if you do pick up this prize and you're not living in Tonbridge, you can nominate somebody else in the town to get the prize. And we have some good news for all of you. Actually, those of you that have already won a prize will already know this, but we do have some good news here because Sports GB Massage can finally start delivering on their promise of a 1 hour massage for every person that has come in 50th place. So there's quite a few of you backed up, but that's absolutely fine because our good friend Graham is getting through you and sorting out your bookings and helping you out. And if you finish in 50th place tonight, you as well will win a 1 hour massage courtesy of Sports GB. He can do home visits, but he also works in Bibra as well. All the details are on your screen. And then we have well, I don't want to call it an unusual prize, but it's certainly not one that we've had before, and this is rather lovely. Now, if you were listening to the music before we kicked off tonight, you will have been listening to the sweet sounds of Bill Rutherford. Now, I've never met Bill, so I'm not here to just, make him sound good. Yeah, Bill, thank you so much for doing this. He is a local musician and quite an accomplished one as well, and he will give his latest CD and a poster, which you can see in the picture just there, to whoever finishes in 100th place tonight. And if this is your prize, I'm sure that Bill will be very happy to sign it for you as well, if you'd like it signed. And if you want to support some local talent, you can purchase music from billrutherford.bandcamp.com, and you can also go and follow him over on Facebook at Bill Rutherford Music, and you can follow him on Instagram as well, exactly the same address, Bill Rutherford Music. So thank you so much, Bill. I do know that you're playing along this evening along with a lot of your friends, and I hope you don't mind that we used your music for our waiting music tonight. It's quite nice, to support local artists. So thank you. That is your 100th place prize this evening. And when it comes to these prizes, of course, if you know a local business or anybody like a band that might want a bit of PR, a bit of promotion during the quiz, and is happy to give us a nice little prize for somebody to win, please get in touch with me, because we're always looking for more and more people to provide prizes. And now let's talk about our most important thing of the evening, which is Sustain. I like to think that we've raised the profile of Sustain a little bit amongst a lot of you, because I'll be honest, I did not know about Sustain until we started these quizzes, and I had to go and search them out. My sister helped me find them, and now we've got a great relationship with them, and we've raised nearly maybe we've gone through £3,500 so far since we started back in April, and I just want to keep pushing on, guys. So please remember, Sustain is your local food bank. They were providing 30 emergency food parcels to families and individuals that were, in really bad positions before the lockdown, and now they're having to do upwards of 80 a week because of people that have lost their jobs, furloughed, etc. So their costs have nearly tripled, and we are doing every little bit we can to try and support them, and we ask you to do the same. And all I ask is tonight, if you have a good time, all you have to do is head over to justgiving.com/fundraising/Sustain Food Bank, and I'll ask you to donate £1 or £2 or whatever you can afford, exactly what you would give if you were playing the quiz in the pub, or if you were buying a pint, or if you were having a coffee, or buying yourself a nice bun in the morning on the way to work, all those things that you're not doing at the moment. Look, listen, help out Sustain, will you? Because they are helping people that really are hitting hard times. And if you are someone that could benefit from the use of a food bank, and plenty of people have used them in the past, there's absolutely no shame in doing it, and you do want to contact them to find out more. They are open to collect food parcels between 12 and 2 Monday to Friday, but we do advise that you contact them in advance just to make sure that they can help you out, because they are inundated with people looking for assistance. So please support your local Sustain food bank, because we are, and we ask you to as well. And if you saw it last week, I will quickly mention it again, off the back of a lot of what we're doing, and because they're just absolutely fantastic. As you know, I'm a big fan of the Tonbridge Angels, and we were thrilled to find out last week that they will be putting Sustain onto their away shirts for the 2020-21 kit, which is just brilliant. I'm so happy they've done this. There'll be a thank you for the NHS as well on the home kit, but Sustain will appear on the lovely orange and black away kit, and those shirts will be on sale. And in order to support the club, if you could buy a shirt, or just contact the commercial team and see if you can get involved in your local team, maybe just go down and watch a game. I mean, if I could drive some people to go and watch the football, I think that would be great. It's a brilliant afternoon out or an evening out. So do support your local football team, because they are supporting the NHS and Sustain by giving up their shirt sponsorship for the new season whenever that might be, and who knows when that might be, right? Because we've barely finished the one that we're on at the moment. In fact, there's a game on at the moment. I was just watching Bournemouth and Leicester. It wasn't that good. Right, who else is saying hello to us over here? Let's go and have a look then. So we got to Adam. Adam's waiting for his brothers and sisters. That's fine. Lissa's got some help today. Lissa, you've got your mum. Okay, let's find out if it becomes easier or harder when you're playing with two people, because I hear sometimes that people don't like playing in teams because they just argue too much. Auntie Celia is playing. Good evening to you, Auntie Celia. I'll be seeing you in a few weeks. I'm coming home. Just be patient. I'll be there soon. I'll make sure I drop in for a cup of tea. So who else we got? Hannah's there with Adam. I presume that's brother and sister potentially right there. All having a bit of a chat. There's my sister from Eclipse Property, always looking to push the business so she doesn't sign in as herself, does she? Tinton Abbey's playing as well. Good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. We are getting close to playing. It's nearly 10 o'clock GMT. So well over 130 players now. As expected, we knew that would go up, and I'm sure a few more of you will pop on just after we've started. Let's remind you of the rules. It's very simple. 50 back-to-back questions. There will be 4 possible answers to every question, apart from some that have just 2 options, like true or false, etc. And the multiple answer questions, they will have 5 options, and you have to get all 3 of them to get loads and loads of points. Complete eclectic mix of general knowledge and trivia, as always. Only one relevant recent news question, which is right at the start, and there are some local Tonbridge and Kent questions thrown in as well. And I tell you what, I am exhausting my Tonbridge trivia, so I'm starting to scrape the barrel a little bit, but you know, it's teaching me a lot about our hometown as much as anything. And I have had some lovely comments from lots of you saying there are things that you tell us about Tonbridge that we never ever knew, and frankly I didn't either. I've had to go off and research it and, you know, find it out. So good evening to all of the Jameses then. There's meant to be 4, but we've got Hannah, Daniel and Adam at the moment, and hopefully another one will be joining in. Hannah is, of course, one of the best names in the world because it is the name of my sister who is playing under Eclipse Property. Lindsay as well. I didn't mean anything by that. I love you as well, obviously. Right, 140 players. If you're ready, I think we should kick off and get into this quiz. As always, we are reliant on servers and internet, but we haven't had problems for months, so let's not worry about anything like that. And we finally have the 4th James member. Let's make sure that the James is there. You have some sort of ongoing bet between Daniel, Hannah, Holly, and who have I missed? Adam, Daniel, Hannah, and Holly. There has to be some sort of bet between 4 of you. Whoever comes last has to do washing up or make tea or do something like that. Good evening, Gemma, as well. All right, guys, we will get into it. Have fun this evening. We are playing for 1st, 50th, and 100th place. But of course, just do as best you can and see if you can beat your scores from the previous, or your positions from the previous weeks that we have played. Let's head over, first of all, to our playing screen. Everything will change. Here we go. And we're in Tonbridge High Street, overlooking the High Street. Isn't that lovely? And we will kick you off. And here we go. The late Jack Charlton spent his entire club career with which football team? There's your first question this evening. Sadly, Jack Charlton passed away yesterday. England legend, of course, and there he is holding aloft the World Cup. And he spent his entire career with Leeds United. 63.7% of you getting that right. 18.5% of you going for Manchester United. That was, of course, his brother, Bobby. But Jack sadly passing away. Obviously, a bit of a legend with Irish football fans as well. But really sad. And, you know, what a legend. What a legend he was. Did I ask? Have free. Quizzly Bears free. Cycling Sharks free. The Cheekies free. And Nosy Noisy free. So those are your top 5 to begin with. And if you're on 3 points, you're simply not top because you didn't answer as quick as them. But plenty of time to get to the top. Here's number 2. Which country was ruled by female monarchs throughout the 20th century? Was it Belgium, Luxembourg, Netherlands, or the UK? So which country was ruled by female monarchs throughout the 20th century? Looks like we've topped 150 players again. You guys are awesome for doing that. Thank you so much. Time is up. The Netherlands is the correct answer here, and 47.7% of you getting it right. Wilhelmina was the queen until 1948. Juliana took over in 1980, up until 1980, and then Beatrix up until 2013. So we still have people that have not got one wrong yet, after just 2 questions. Susie Sue in the lead, Lay Quizarab, Magalone, KGBB, and Raf. You're our top 5 at the moment. Let's see if we can catch you out with one of these questions coming up. Here's your next question, number 3. Which of these is not one of the regular colours of a ghost in the original version of Pac-Man? Is it red, dark blue, orange, or pink? Red, dark blue, orange, or pink? And your time is up. Tricky one. This might fool a few of you. Let's have a look. Dark blue is the correct answer here. And yeah, a real spread across the 4 answers. But the majority of you getting it right, 31.4%. The other ghost was cyan, which is the one that you can see in the picture. Ghost did turn purpley dark blue when Pac-Man ate a power pellet. But we did say regular colours. So the Evil Chickens now lead the way. Simo has 9 points in second place. Lay Quizarab 9. Horror number 4. Our first horror player coming into the top 5. You're in 4th place. And Mrs. Miffy has 9 points as well. So that is 100% so far for these 5 players. Here's number 4. First letter question between 1968 and 1985. Who presented World of Sport on ITV every Saturday? And we all tuned in to watch wrestling, didn't we, Auntie Celia? She still loves the wrestling, the Auntie Celia. There's Big Daddy. That is Giant Haystack, so I'm sure you all recognise, even though you can't see his face. D for Dickie Davis, the legend that was Dickie Davis. So now I don't know about the rest of you, but I absolutely preferred World of Sport over Grandstand. I really did as a child. Eamon Andrews presented it, first of all, who did This Is Your Life. Did you know that? And Fred Diney, Steve Ryder, Jim Rosenthal also presented at certain points, but Dickie Davis was there for the duration, almost. Nosy Noisy 12, Evil Chickens 12, Cycling Sharks 12, the South Isolation Society 12, and King and Queen of Horrors 12. And here comes your next one, number 5. Who was the first US president to own an electric car? Donald Trump, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Barack Obama, or William Taft? So the first US president to own an electric car. Time is up. And this one really caught a lot of you out here. Lots of you going for Barack Obama, but it was William Taft all the way back between 1909 and 1913 when he was the US president. He was the first person to get an electric car. Lots of cars were electric back then, believe it or not. And he was also the first president to actually drive himself around. So that caught a few of you out, and we only have 2 players with a 100% record now. The Evil Chickens have 15. Johnny has 15. Just a Mum 85. Good evening to you. Ridgeway Quizzant and Lee Quizarab. You've all got 12. So that separated you a little bit. Here's your next one. What was the 3rd Bridget Jones novel written by Helen Fielding? Bridget Jones' Diary, The Edge of Reason, Mad About the Boy, or Bridget Jones' Baby? So the 3rd Bridget Jones novel written by Helen Fielding. And I have a feeling we might catch a few of you out here as well. And indeed we did. 57.6% getting it wrong and going for Bridget Jones' Baby because you're thinking of the movies. The 3rd book was actually Mad About the Boy. The 2016 film was loosely based on a newspaper column that Helen Fielding wrote for The Independent. Not on a book. Anyway, yeah. Evil Chickens and Just a Mum both have 15. Johnny has 15. Ridgeway Quizzant has 15. And Horror number 4, 15. So after 6 questions, nobody has a 100% record and we have a 5-way tie. Which supermarket could be found here in Tonbridge in the 1970s? Your first local question. Presto, Sainsbury's, Fine Fare or Safeways? So I'm sure you recognise the road. But right there, which supermarket was in there? Some of you may remember it. Sainsbury's is the correct answer, and the majority getting it, and 38.4% knowing that. It's Pure Gym now. That's where Pure Gym is, and of course the was it Mojo's above it, and for me, more importantly, the old snooker club was up there. But yeah, that used to be Sainsbury's down there, going back a few years. But I'm sure some of you might remember it. Just a Mum 85, 18. Evil Chickens 18. Johnny 18. Horror number 4 18. Anonymous Infiltrator, you've got 15. Come on, Litzer, plenty of time to catch up. Number 8. Which country owns the Suez Canal? Is it Egypt, the UK, Russia or Israel? Egypt, UK, Russia or Israel? And your time is up. Just a Mum leading the way at the moment. Will she get this one? Let's have a look. The correct answer is Egypt, and indeed she did. 66.7% of you getting it right, but it was actually the UK and France that owned it up until 1956, before it got nationalised and sent back over to Egypt. So Just a Mum, 21. Johnny, 21. Horror number 4, 21. So a 3-way tie at the top. You're separated just on who is answering quickest at the moment. Anonymous Infiltrator bumps himself up 1 place to 18 points. And 4th place, and King and Queen of Horrors, you've got 18 points as well in 5th. Question number 9. First letter question, often used for tattoos. What is the primary sacred language of Hinduism? S, P, R, and H are your options. I was going to be really mean and say often used on bad tattoos, but I didn't want to upset anybody. S for Sanskrit is the correct answer here. That is Sanskrit, but you can see on that tattoo lots of stories of people getting Sanskrit tattoos and it not reading what they think it reads. Just a Mum and Horror Number 4 now have the outright lead together, but it's Just a Mum in the lead by getting that one quicker. Anonymous Infiltrator moves up another place, 21 points. The Self-Isolation Society have 21, and Horror Number 2 comes into the top 5. The Horrors starting to get some questions and having good quizzes. I like it. Here's number 10. What battle is being depicted in the painting The Thin Red Line by Robert Gibb? Balaclava, Waterloo, Trafalgar or Rorke's Drift? And there is the picture. Or the painting, should I say. And time is up. Let's see how you did with this one. All right, look at that. A few people getting this wrong. It's the Battle of Balaclava that you can see there. It's the 93rd Regiment of Foot at the Battle of Balaclava on the 25th of October. Crimean War, which I'm sure you knew. Anonymous Infiltrator is our new leader, 24 points. Just a Mum, 85, got it wrong, as did Horror Number 4. So they are all on 24 as well. Ridgeway Quiescent gets it right, 24. And Simo back into the top 5, having a good quiz, 21. Four-way tie. Here's your next one. The final line of which song is You and Me, Babe? How about it? Is it I Got You, Babe, Endless Love, Romeo and Juliet, or I Do It For You, as in everything I do it for you? Get it right, get it fast. See if you can bump yourself up the leaderboard a little bit. Romeo and Juliet, Dire Straits is the correct answer. 64.4% of you getting that one right. And it is still a three-way tie at the top. And these guys are going to leapfrog over each other, I think, a little bit in the coming questions. Just a Mum, 85, has 27. Ridgeway Quiescent, you've got 27. Horror Number 4, 27. Monk's Dad and Toby Barton, good evening to you. You're into the top 5 for the first time this evening. Let's see if you can stay there. Still looking for a multiple answer question. We've yet to have one. Here it comes. Number 12, first letter question. Which US state capital took its name from the French for red stick? B, C, R and W. I have to say I've never heard of the Indigo Girls, I'm afraid, Litsa. I don't know who they are. Obviously no Dire Straits. It's one of their greatest songs. All right, so B, C, R and W were your options, and the correct answer here was B for Baton Rouge, the capital of the US state of Louisiana. 41.8% getting it right, and our top players all did. So it's Just a Mum, 85 leading the way, but tied with Ridgeway Quiescent and Horror Number 4, all on 30. Monk's Dad, 27, managing to keep in the top 5 there, and Nosy Noisy pops back into the top 5 as well, and it's just one correct answer that separates our top 5 players at the moment. I feel like I'm a bit blurry tonight. Maybe it's just me. Here's your next question. Oh, multiple answers. Select 3 items that were found in the FedEx parcels that Chuck Nolan opens in the film Castaway. Your options are ice skates, CDs, dress, divorce papers, football. It's a tricky one. Really helps if you've seen the movie. So what did he find in the FedEx parcels? 3 of them are there. 2 of them are wrong. Oh, yeah, we've thrown a few of you here. Ice skates is correct. Dress is correct. Divorce papers is correct. He never found any CDs. He found VHS tapes, and he never found a football, but he did find a volleyball. Wilson, the volleyball. He used the blades on the skates for cutting, and the mesh from the dress he used to catch fish. And that did shake things up. Just like that, Monk's Dad goes into the lead with 36, and then a 4-way tie. Anonymous Infiltrator, Just a Mum, Ridgeway Quiescent, and Horror Number 2. You're all in joint second with 33. Number 14, which of these is a famous sea cave on the coast of the island of Capri, southern Italy? The Blue Grotto, Red Grotto, Green Grotto, or the Pink Grotto? So that multiple answer question has tightened everything, and we've got a couple more of those to come. Time is up. So have you been to Capri? I have not. I'd like to go. Having seen these pictures, it's the Blue Grotto, and 65.8% of you getting that one right, and it's still the same 5 teams in that top 5. Monk's Dad leads the way with one clear answer over Anonymous Infiltrator, who is second with 36. Third is Just a Mum, 85, also with 36. Horror Number 2, also with 36. And Ridgeway Quiescent, who have a lovely team name tonight. Ridgeway Quiescent, I like that. 36 points as well. I used to live around the corner. My mum and dad's house was just around the corner from the Ridgeway. Nobody needs to know. In 2001, which British actor took over the controls of a plane bound for Kenya after the pilot fainted? Ryan Atkinson, Hugh Laurie, Hugh Grant, or Jude Law? So which one of those could have saved the lives of everybody on board by taking over the controls of an aeroplane? Maybe you remember this story. Correct answer is Mr. Bean himself, Ryan Atkinson. 20.9% of you getting it right. His wife and 2 children were also on board. He managed to take over the controls, keep the plane on a steady course, and then the pilot came round again and managed to take over an emergency land, and they all survived. But quite an amazing story. Yeah, he saved everybody on board. It's all changed at the top. Massive tie we have now. Anonymous Infiltrator, Just a Mum, Ridgeway Quizzent and Monk's Dad all have 39, and USA UK have 36. In which German city would you find the Reeperbahn? Frankfurt, Hamburg, Dortmund or Berlin? Is it USA UK or USOC? I think we'll call you USOC from now, if you stay in the top 5. So in which German city would you find the Reeperbahn? I have to admit I was there back in 2010 when Fulham played in the Europa League final. In Hamburg, 48.4% of you getting it right. It is the centre of Hamburg's nightlife, and it is known as the major red light district. That's not why me and my friends were there, I promise you. 2-way tie at the top. Anonymous Infiltrator, 42. Ridgeway Quizzent have 42. USA, UK or USOC, you've got 39. Johnny, welcome to the top 5. You have 39. Just a Mum, 85. You're down to 5th, but still just one correct question off the top spot. Here's number 17. Who played the monster in the 1994 film Mary Shelley's Frankenstein? Daniel Day-Lewis, Mel Gibson, Anthony Hopkins or Robert De Niro? Do you know I forgot about this movie? It was a big movie at the time back in 94 and I totally forgot all about it until I wrote this question. It's Robert De Niro, and 34% only getting it right. Lots of you going for Daniel Day-Lewis. He's the one I would guess at, absolutely, because he's such an amazing actor. But of course, De Niro is as well, and he was the monster. Anonymous Infiltrator, 42. USOC, you've got 42. Just a Mum, 42. Ridgeway Quizzent, 42. And then the KGBB join us in the top 5 for the first time, and you have 39 points. So we're certainly staying nice and close tonight without the speed bonus, which is what we want. Here comes question number 18. Simple choice here. Who was born first, Kobe Bryant or Shaquille O'Neal? So 2 legends of the NBA, of the basketball world. Played together for many years at the Lakers, but who of them was born first? Kobe or Shaq? Is it going to be a bit of a 50-50 here? Let's have a look. Well, not too bad, actually. Nearly 60% of you getting it right. Shaquille O'Neal is the correct answer. He was actually 6 years older than the late Kobe Bryant. So well done if you got that. And we've got a 2-way tie at the top now. Anonymous Infiltrator, 45. And USOC, you've got 45 as well. Just a Mum, still hanging around, 42 points. Monk's Dad comes back into the top 5, 42 points. KGBB stays in that 5th place with 42 points as well. Still just one correct answer could change the entire top 5. Here is question number 19. With which of the following would you associate petrography? Soil, fossils, rocks, or oceans? Soil, fossils, rocks, or oceans? Petrography. Maybe we have some petrographers out there. Makes it quite an easy question if you do, if you are one. Rocks is the correct answer here. 33.1% of you getting it right. Petrology it focuses on detailed descriptions of rocks. Petrographers is what you would call somebody. Rocks and fossils, don't get them confused. As you probably know if you watch Friends, someone that studies fossils is a paleontologist. Anonymous Infiltrator and USOC, you're both tied still on 48. Ridgeway Quizzent, 45. Just a Mum, 85. You've got 45. And Horror number 4, you've got 45 points as well. Still nice and close. Here's question 20. What is the literal meaning of the word Pharaoh? River of Light, eat well, great house, cat lover. What is the literal meaning of the word Pharaoh? Yul Brynner there in Cleopatra, I'm sure you recognise. And your time is up. The correct answer here is Great House. Lots of you going for River of Light there, but Great House is the correct answer. 25.2% only getting it right. And Anonymous Infiltrator did. 51 points, clear lead over the next 2, which is Just a Mum and USOC. They're both on 48 points. Simo back into the top 5, having another good quiz, 45. And KGBB seems to like that 5th position and is staying there for now, 45 points. So we have a 6-point gap now between 1st and 5th for the first time. Here's number 21. On what day of the year did Harry Houdini die? Was it Valentine's Day, Halloween, Christmas Day, or New Year's Day? Harry Houdini, on what year did he die? Valentine's Day, Halloween, Christmas Day, or New Year's Day? Let's see how you've answered. Your time is up. And the majority just going for Halloween and getting it right. He died from peritonitis secondary to a ruptured appendix at 1:26 p.m. on October the 31st, 1926, after being punched by an assistant during a stunt. That's what they reckon anyway. So, Anonymous Infiltrator gets it right. USOC stays in second place, 51 points. Simo into third with 48. Just a Mum, 48 points as well. And Monk's Dad, you've got 48 points as well. Still that 6 points separating first and fifth. Number 22, first letter question equal to 1 tulip champagne glass. What is the name of the smallest available champagne bottle? Is it F, M, P or T? That tiny little bottle. Often you get them on aeroplanes if you're flying, business or whatever it is, premium economy. Sometimes you'll get one. Correct answer here is P. P for Piccolo. It's obviously Piccolo, Italian origin, just means small. P for Piccolo. 37.6% of you getting that one right, and we have a two-way tie at the top again. Anonymous Infiltrator 54, USOC 54, Simo in third place with 51, Just a Mum 51, and they've stretched away from Monk's Dad, but he's still in fifth place with 48 points. Still just 6 points separating our top players. It all can change. We're still looking for another multiple answer question. Let's try number 23. Who wrote the song Red Red Wine? UB40, Elvis Presley, Neil Diamond, Leonard Cohen. So another drink-related question, I suppose you could say. But who wrote the song Red Red Wine? Time is up. Yeah, we caught a few of you out here as well. Now, UB40 famously covered it, but they certainly didn't write it. It was a Neil Diamond song from 1967, featured on Just For You, the album Just For You. 41.5% only getting that one, and it was a good one for Anonymous Infiltrator, whoever they might be. 57 points, a clear lead over Just a Mum, who has 54. She is tied with Simo and USOC, both on 54. And Dave, good evening to you. You're into fifth place with 51 points, mate. Well done. Next question, number 24. It's a swirl picture, but who is it? Ryan Reynolds, Andy Murray, Michael Bolton, or Ryan Gosling? Lots of people were. Well done, Litzer, if you managed to get that. Time is up. Let's see what you've gone for. Is this a difficult one? I don't think it is. Let's see. Yeah, more than half of you getting it. 53.5% recognising that is the actor Ryan Reynolds. Still managing to look ridiculously handsome, the git, despite us swirling his face around. Anonymous Infiltrator gets it. Simo, Just a Mum, USOC, you're all tied in second place on 57 points. Mary Jane, good evening to you. You now come into our top five. In fifth place, you have 51 points. It's now a 9-point spread from first down to fifth. Question number 25, halfway point. What is the name for the point in a planet's orbit when it is nearest to the Sun? Aphelion, perihelion, zenith, or nadir? So, a bit of a tricky science question for you. What's the name for the point in a planet's orbit when it is nearest to the Sun? The correct answer is perihelion, and the only one that I can tell you about on there, aphelion, that is when it is furthest away, essentially. So 32.3% of you getting it right. Anonymous Infiltrator, yes, 63 points, still keeping that lead. Simo, second place, 60 points. Just a Mum, 85, 60 points. USA, UK, you get that one wrong, I'm afraid. You're down to 57 points. Mary Jane catches you up ever just a little bit, 54 points. Still nice and close. We're halfway. Let's try the next one. The daiquiri cocktail is named after a place in which country? Cuba, Brazil, Argentina, or Mexico? The daiquiri cocktail is named after a place in which country? Does look rather lovely, doesn't it, that daiquiri? Drinking water. So the daiquiri, where would you get one of those? In Cuba, of course, 44.9% of you getting it right. It's also the name of a beach and an iron mine near Santiago de Cuba, and is a word of Taino origin, if you really wanted to know. Anonymous Infiltrator gets it wrong. Just a Mum gets it right. Simo gets it right. We have a tie, 63 points at the top. USA, UK, 60 points, and Mary Jane, 57. So just like that, it's a 6-point spread now over our top players. A three-way tie at the top. Here comes your next question, number 27. What is the name of the body part that separates the nostrils? Pentum, hexum, octum, septum. I've got to say, I'm not a fan of nose rings like that. It's a personal thing, but I just don't like them. I don't know why. I'm never going to get one. Septum is the correct answer here, and a massive 87.9% of you getting that one. That wasn't too tricky, was it? So Septum is the correct answer, and it's Anonymous Infiltrator that answers quickest, saves him a lead. Just a Mum 85 also on 66 points with them, and Simo 66 as well. USA UK have 63, and Mary Jane gets it, and she has 60 points. Still looking for another multiple answer question. There could be one soon. That might separate our top 5 out a little bit. Freeway tie then, as we head on to question number 28. And indeed it is. Select the 3 countries with the largest armies in the world based on active military personnel in 2020. China, Russia, India, USA, North Korea. So simply the countries that have the biggest armies. And of course it's based on active military personnel, but then how else would you count it, I suppose? Tricky question. Will this change things up? Oh, it did. China is correct. India, believe it or not, is the 3rd biggest, and USA India is the 2nd biggest. USA is the 3rd biggest. North Korea is 4th. Russia is actually 5th. So it goes China, India, USA, and just like that, Simo leads the way along with Anonymous Infiltrator. Both of them getting everything right there. So they're tied on 75. Just a Mum 85 got one wrong. She's tied on 69 with Mary Jane, who moves it up a place, and USA UK drops to 5th on 66. So it's all changed. And here's your next question. Which 1999 movie has a scene filmed on the River Medway? The Mummy, American Pie, The Matrix, Fight Club. Now, not necessarily on the River Medway, Tonbridge, I will say that. But, you know, I'm always going to put a picture of Tonbridge and the Medway. Why not? But which film was filmed on the River Medway? Maybe you don't know this. Maybe you're about to find out. The correct answer here is The Mummy, 32.1%. It was filmed at Chatham Dockyard to imitate a port at Cairo. It's just a brief scene, but the main protagonists depart on their mission to the City of the Dead along the River Medway. That changes the film when you go back and watch it, doesn't it? Anonymous Infiltrator 75, Simo 75, USA UK 69, Just a Mum 69, and Mary Jane, you have 69. Jasmine, just send me a personal message and tell me what sort of questions you would like. Which chemical element takes its name from a German word for a goblin? Chromium, calcium, copper, or cobalt? Yeah, this is a general knowledge quiz. So, you know, we just put something from everything. But feel free to send me a message, Jasmine, and let me know what type of questions you would like. Cobalt is the correct answer here, and a massive 72.8% of you getting it right. From the German world, kobold. Simo gets it right. Anonymous Infiltrator gets it right as well. Still tied at the top, 78 each. Mary Jane, 72. Just a Mum, 72. USA, UK, you have 72 as well. Yeah, Just a Mum is impressing people again. Always has a good quiz. Not winning at the moment, but always has a good quiz. Here comes your next question. 20 more to come. Which of these opera singers was not part of the group known as the Three Tenors? Pavarotti, Bocelli, Carreras, or Domingo? One of them was not one of the Three Tenors. And your time is up. Andrea Bocelli is the correct answer here, and 65.8% of you getting it right. The 2 Spaniards were Placido Domingo and Jose Carreras, and Luciano Pavarotti, famously of Italy. Still tied with Simo and Anonymous Infiltrator, but they have flipped around because Simo got that one quicker. Just a Mum, Mary Jane, USA, UK, all getting it right and still chasing them down, but they are 6 points behind. Let's see if they can catch up. Still plenty of time to go and plenty of points to be had. Here's your next question coming up. This will be question number 32. In a building, what is a paternoster? Elevator, stairwell, window, or an air vent? What is a paternoster? Elevator, stairwell, window, or an air vent? And your time is up. It's an elevator. It's an elevator that never stops moving. They don't really use them anymore because they're quite dangerous. They just keep moving and you step on and off whenever you want to. So 27.5% getting it right. I'll give a bonus imaginary point to anybody that can tell me what that building, which TV show that building is in. Anonymous Infiltrator and Simo, you're still leading the way. Mary Jane is outright third now. Just a Mum got that wrong, as did USA UK. So Mary Jane making moves. Anybody recognise that building before it disappears? Maybe not. Which of the following will be given an APGAR rating? A chess player, a baby, a racehorse, or an actor? So which of the following would be given an APGAR rating? Chess player, baby, racehorse, or an actor? Time is up. Baby is the correct answer here. 46.2% of you getting it right. It's quite simple. The higher the score between 1 and 10, the better the baby is doing after birth. Anonymous Infiltrator 87 and Simo 87. They are still tied. Mary Jane 81. Just a Mum 85. You got 78. You're tied with USA UK. Anybody trying to work out what that building was from the previous question? It was the building Dunder Mifflin in the Office US. I'm sure some of you know it. Next question coming up. This is number 34. Which country is home to the world's only ski-through McDonald's? Which country is home to the world's only ski-through McDonald's? And that is a picture of it. Canada, Austria, Sweden or Italy? Has anyone ever been there? I certainly haven't. Sweden is the correct answer. 15.7% only getting this one right. Canada is the one that most of you went for, but it's actually over in Sweden. Those crazy Swedes. Simo and Anonymous Infiltrator have a proper battle on at the moment. 90 points apiece, and they are 9 points ahead of Mary Jane. Just a Mum and USA UK. You are tied in 4th and 5th, essentially, with 78 points. Yeah, come on, Litzer. You let yourself down there. Not recognising Dunder Mifflin. Here comes number 35. Which of these films does not feature a main character working in a bookshop? Notting Hill, High Fidelity, Desperado, You've Got Mail. Okay, so which of those films does not have a lead character working in a bookshop? Correct answer here is High Fidelity, based on the Nick Hornby novel. It's reset in Chicago, sadly, rather than East London. 37.3% of you getting it right. That is in a record store. Anonymous Infiltrator gets it. Simo gets it wrong. Mary Jane 84, USA UK 81. Ridgeway Quizzent comes back into the top 5 on 78 points. The picture you can see in the on that question there is a funny face with Audrey Hepburn on the right, obviously there, and Frank Sinatra on the left. She also worked in a bookshop in that movie. 15 questions to go. Number 36. Which of these is a method designed to improve posture and movement? Alfred technique, Allen technique, Algernon technique, or the Alexander technique? Anonymous Infiltrator is our outright leader at the moment. Let's see if Simo can catch up, or maybe one of our other players. The Alexander technique is the correct answer. 61.3% of you getting it right. Anonymous Infiltrator keeps on the pressure. 96 points clear of Simo, but just one correct answer ahead. 93 points for Simo. Mary Jane 84, USA UK 84. Just a Mum 85 drops back a little bit. 81 points. So, can Anonymous Infiltrator hold on? There's still 14 questions to go and a whole ton of points to be had. It's going to be a tough one. Here's number 37. In mythology, which creature sprang from the blood of Medusa? Was it Pegasus, Cerberus, Hydra, or the Centaur? Which creature sprang from the blood of Medusa? And your time is up. Let's see how you answer with this one. The correct answer is Pegasus. Now, we put sprang because that's exactly what Pegasus did. Sprang out and flew off. Just 15.7% of you getting it right, but our top players did. Anonymous Infiltrator is on the brink of passing 100 points. They've got 99. Simo, 96, still in second. Mary Jane has 87. Just a Mum, 85, moves up a little bit, 84. And the Cheekies, who won quite recently, they've got 84 as well. Have they got time to catch up and get that lead? We will see. Number 38. It's a karaoke. Look at the picture. What word comes next in this song lyric by Nirvana? Sing, hello, fire, or bottom? Which of those words comes next in that lyric? It's a Nirvana song, so we're helping you out ever so slightly there. Do you know your Nirvana? It would appear you do. Hello is the correct answer. It smells like Team Spirit, where they just go, hello, hello, hello. Yeah. Anonymous Infiltrator does indeed break 100 points. 102 points for you. Simo gets it as well. 99. Mary Jane holds on to third place with 90. USA UK 87. And the Cheekies at 87. And we've lost Just a Mum out the top 5. Not having it her way tonight. It's Anonymous Infiltrator that leads the way. Still with 12 questions to go. And here comes number 39. What stretch of water passes beneath the Ponte Vecchio? Famous bridge. Is it the Tiber, the Arno, the Po, or the Grand Canal? What stretch of water passes beneath the Ponte Vecchio? I was there almost exactly this time last year. Went to see a concert at Lake Garda and then went down to Venice. The River Arno is the correct answer here, and it's one of those things that everyone knows the Ponte Vecchio, but not many people know the water that goes underneath, but it is the River Arno in Florence, Italy. 17.7% getting it right, and it's a big lead now for Anonymous Infiltrator and Simo. It looks like it could be a battle between these two for the win tonight. It's just 3 points separating them, and then it's 12 points back to Mary Jane on 90, who is tied with the Cheekies on 90, and Ridgeway Quizzant, you've got 87. But things could change. Here's number 40. The lead singer of which Irish band was born in Pembrey on Christmas Day in 1957? Thin Lizzy, the Pogues, U2 or the Boomtown Rats? There is an old picture of Pembrey Hospital. Now, I can't confirm if this person was actually born in Pembrey Hospital. Maybe somebody knows, but they were definitely born in Pembrey. The correct answer here is Shane MacGowan of the Pogues, 49.4%. He also went to Holmwood House School in Langton Green. So when he was born, he went back to Ireland with his family for a while. Then they came back to the home counties and, yeah, went to school in Langton. Anonymous Infiltrator gets it, 105. Simo, 102. Mary Jane, 90. USA UK, 90. The Cheekies have 90. So, yeah, Shane MacGowan of the Pogues, Fairy Tale of New York and all that, famously. He was born in Pembrey. But, as I say, not sure if it was the hospital or not. I guess it was. There's not much house in Pembrey. The chemical ethylene glycol is most commonly used as what? Is it used as a bleaching agent, starch, nail varnish remover, or antifreeze? There is some ethylene glycol in the, or glycol, sorry. Glycol? Either way. In the picture. Antifreeze is the correct answer here, and a massive 55.4% of you getting it right. Simo gets it right, and Anonymous Infiltrator gets it wrong. So we have a two-way tie, but Simo goes into the lead. Mary Jane has 93, still chasing them down, with the Cheekies and USA UK as well on 93. We're in the home stretch, and there's a few points there, but if our top two get a few wrong and the others get some right, you never, ever, ever know. Here comes your next question, number 42. Which of these do you need to play a game of Pinochle? Wooden bat and ball, playing cards, string, or dice? Pinochle. Now, I'm presuming that's how it's pronounced, Pinochle, but feel free to correct my pronunciation if I've got it wrong. Which of those would you need, though? Time is up. The correct answer here is a pack of playing cards. Pinochle is a trick-taking ace to 10 card game. I did this in another quiz, and I thought it must be a bit like bridge, and I was reassured it's absolutely nothing like bridge. Anyway, Anonymous Infiltrator gets it and goes into the lead. Again, Simo, 105. Mary Jane, USA UK, they are catching you a little bit. They've got 96. Just a Mum, she's back into the top 5. She hasn't given up. She's got 93 points. So, can anybody catch Simo and Anonymous Infiltrator? Number 43. By what name is the fictional character John Clayton II better known? Is he the Scarlet Pimpernel, the Wizard of Oz, Tarzan, or Zorro? John Clayton II. He's one of them. Time is up. Let's see what you've gone for. The correct answer here is Tarzan, and the majority of you getting it, 36.5%. He was Viscount Greystoke, which a lot of people know. But his real name, according to the author, Edgar Rice Burroughs, is John Clayton II. Simo gets it, and Anonymous Infiltrator doesn't. She's back into the lead. Anonymous Infiltrator drops to second. Mary Jane is definitely catching up, as is USA UK, and Just a Mum is tucked in just behind them. It's 9 points from first down to third. It could still happen. Here's your next one. Which arteries carry blood to the head and neck? Pulmonary, subclavian, popliteal, or carotid? Popliteal. Nearly said that wrong. So, if our top two get one wrong here and the others get one right, it will tighten it right up. Time is up. Let's see how you've answered. And actually, Anonymous Infiltrator did get one wrong. It's the carotid artery, 58.6% getting it right. Simo now has an outright lead of 111 over Anonymous Infiltrator on 108. Mary Jane and USA UK, you're only 6 points behind second place now. And Ridgeway Quizzant, they are about to come for 100 points, and they're only 3 points off a third. That's how close it is, and we do have 6 questions left. Plenty of points to be had. Here we go with your next one. This is question number 45. In the Looney Tunes cartoons, what is the name of Porky Pig's girlfriend? Petunia, Poppy, Penny, or Pamela? That's one for a younger audience there, Yasmin. Hopefully you watch Looney Tunes. Time is up. Petunia is the correct answer, and the majority getting it 45.9. Or Simo gets 2 in a row, and Anonymous Infiltrator gets 2 in a row wrong, which means it's now Simo with a 6-point lead. Anonymous Infiltrator 108. Mary Jane is catching up. She is just 3 points off of second place. Just a Mum is back into it. 4th place on 102. USA UK, you've dropped down to 5th, but you too have 102. It's just 12 points. Remember, there will be a multiple answer question as well. 5 to go. Here's number 46. Which of these is a Japanese form of drama? Yes, no, hokei, maybe. Yes, no, hokei, maybe. One of them is a Japanese form of drama. Which one? Ridiculous quiz question, and the majority getting it. It's called No. 47.5% of you getting it right. It's the oldest major theatre art in the world that is still performed on a regular basis today. Simo has just blown the opposition away here. She's now got a 9-point lead, and it's Mary Jane who goes into second place. Mary Jane could still catch Anonymous Infiltrator, 3 in a row wrong, and they've dropped to 3rd place. Just a Mum has 105, and the Cheekies are into the top 5 with 102. So Simo has the advantage, but can Mary Jane catch her up? Number 47, first letter. What's the name of Sherlock Holmes's brother? G, P, M or D? The answer will begin with G, P, M or D. Sherlock Holmes's brother. G, P, M or D? The correct answer is M for Mycroft. I'm sure lots of you watched the amazing Benedict Cumberbatch, of course, in the program Sherlock. What a brilliant show that was. So Mycroft Holmes, he was 7 years older and supposedly a lot brighter. Still that 9-point gap for Simo over Mary Jane on 111. Just a Mum's there with 108. Anonymous Infiltrator 108. Ridgway Quizzant 105. So it's the same 5 as we just had. Just 3 questions remain. Has Simo done enough? Let's have a look. Number 48. Which of these is not a type of flag? Standard, granadilla, pennant, banderole. One of them is not a type of flag, but which one? All right, your time is up. And granadilla is the correct answer here. Granadilla is simply a type of passion fruit. Standard is a standard flag. A pennant is often like the triangular style flag that you often see being handed over at sporting events and what have you. Banderole is like a very long strip of a flag. Simo still keeping that 9-point lead, but Mary Jane, you're in second place with 114. Just a Mum 111. Ridgway Quizzant 108. The Cheekies 108. Just 2 questions remain. It's Simo's quiz to lose here. And here is your penultimate question, number 49. Which of the following characters does not attend the tea party in Alice in Wonderland? Cheshire Cat, Mad Hatter, the Dormouse, the March Hare. One of them does not attend the tea party in Alice in Wonderland. But which one? The Cheshire Cat is the correct answer. 56 points. 56%, sorry, getting it, which means that Simo has, I think, an unbeatable lead here, unless somehow they get cut off from the internet. They have a 9-point lead over Mary Jane, who has got the second place. We have 1 question to go. There is just 9 points up for grabs. In theory, I suppose Simo could get a 0 here, and Mary Jane could get them all right to take the win, but we will see. All right, good luck, everybody. Your final question, it comes down to this. Here it is, question number 50. Select 3 local events that occurred during the 1980s. And you can read them yourself. We're talking about Tonbridge and surrounding areas. 3 of those events happened in the 80s. 2 of them did not. Quite long answers, so I'm going to just leave you to quickly work it out for yourselves. The correct answers we were looking for is the live flood barrier being completed, the Tonbridge School Chapel burnt down, and the Whitefriars Press closed in Tonbridge. Fred Dibner destroyed the chimney in 93, and the cattle market actually ceased operations all the way back in 1971. And will you look at this? She took the lead with about 5 or 6 questions remaining, and Simo is your winner tonight, with Mary Jane coming in on 120 and Just a Mum making it all the ladies at the top. And we will go 3, 2, 1, and there's some confetti for you, Simo. So it's all the ladies, Simo, Mary Jane and Just a Mum 85 are your top 3 tonight. Your top 10 is rounded out with the Cheekies getting a great 4th place finish. Anonymous Infiltrator, who led for such a long way, ended up in 5th place on 111, and you were tied with Ridgway Quizzant, just finishing ahead of them. USA UK dropped down to 7, but still a very, very good quiz for you. Tinton Abbey had 105. Horror number 4, our only horror player tonight getting into the top 10. You finished on 105, and Nosy Noisy, you are on 102, one of our regular players there. So congratulations to Simo. I know who it is. I know she's going to be thrilled to get a win tonight. Good on you. Well done, well done, well done. So did you win a prize tonight? We know that Simo has. She'll be arranging a bottle of, because I know she lives outside Tonbridge, she'll be arranging for that bottle to go to a friend in Tonbridge, I'm sure. But did you get 50th place tonight? Because if you did, Sports GB will be hooking you up with a massage. Now these can be claimed now as well, because the massages have started up again. The rules have changed. He's got his certificates. Graham is able to come out and see you and do your massage. 50th place, tell us in the feed, was that you? You can get a sports massage, soft tissue, deep tissue, Swedish holistic, pre and postnatal as well. It's all there. 50th place, was that you? Please let us know. And did you get a 100th place finish tonight? Because if you did, the great Bill Rutherford, local musician, is going to happily send you a CD, and it can be personalised and signed. I'm sure Bill will be very happy to do that, and he can send you that really quite lovely poster as well. That will come out to you. Now, he said he'll post it anywhere, so he doesn't mind if you're not in Tonbridge. So if we have a 100th place finisher tonight that is outside of Tonbridge, you know, because a lot of us are, then that will still be posted to you. But let us know. We will still look it up and find out who the winners were on the report. But it's always nice to know if that's you. So 100th place, Bill Rutherford will be sending you a CD and a poster. Thank you, Bill, for being such a good sport and being one of our sponsors. We go back to Tonbridge Castle, and let's have a look at the feed and see if we've got anybody over here. So Hannah had a mare, but she enjoyed herself, and frankly, that's all that really matters, isn't it? Kevsy saying well done to Simo. Mid-table mediocrity. Now, 47th is not bad, and that is not mid-table, I can tell you that, Litsa, because we had well over 150 players playing. Thank you thanks a lot, Gary. An advert popped up. I'm not sure about how that happens. Now, it might be that you got a little advert at the end for something that we are doing next week and something that we would like you all to join in with. So whilst you're all having a bit of a chit chat there, let me tell you something that's happening next week. So quick backstory, I try not to bore you too long, but a quick backstory is that when we started out doing these online quizzes, because all of our regular work stopped, we started doing some online quizzes just to keep our company alive. We partnered, or we found, should I say, a company called My Quiz, and you all know now because you've been using them. We found them, they're in America, and we worked out that we could actually do online quizzes with this platform. They really love the way that we approached it, the way that we use it, the way we present, and so they asked to partner with us as our small company. All the way from America, they approached us and they said, we want to do a worldwide quiz for all of our players, of which there are tens of thousands. Now, we're not expecting tens of thousands when we do our first one, but quite a few hundred people at least will come and play, and I will be presenting a worldwide quiz so you can finally play with people outside of Tonbridge and invite everybody you want. And this quiz will be on Thursday evening coming. Now, I have posted the event. I've posted lots of details on our Facebook page, but if anyone wants more details, if you can't find them there, send me a message, because I really would like, I never ask for anything from you guys apart from Sustain, of course, who we'll mention in a second, but I really would like you guys to support Thursday night. Both come and play, because it's another free quiz for you to come and join in, and please tell everybody that you possibly can, anyone, everyone, overseas, in the UK, wherever, everyone can play. That's what we want you to come and do. Well done to Simone then, who took the win tonight. Fiona's happy because the Wrens have beaten Batman and Cave Woman. Thank you very much, Dave, for your kind words there. Auntie M is playing. Thank you very much from you. Carol saying thank you as well. It's always very nice when you guys say thank you. Here's the way that you absolutely can say thank you to me tonight, though. This is the best way to show your appreciation for everything that we do and all the time and effort that we put into doing these quizzes for you. So Sustain, I'm always mentioning them because they are one of the most important organisations in our town. I know we've got lots of other important organisations, but this is the one that I've chosen to support with you guys. Please consider supporting them tonight by making a small donation anytime you like, tonight or tomorrow. It's absolutely fine. justgiving.com/fundraising/sustain food bank. Please don't be scared about donating online. It's very quick, easy and safe, most importantly safe to do, and every donation that you give online is purely ring fed, so it means it won't be given to any other project. It only goes to buying food and keeping the Sustain food bank up and running. So please, tonight, or tomorrow morning. If you've enjoyed your quiz, go and see them on Just Giving and make them a donation. If you want to drop food directly into them, they also accept tinned food and what have you as well. And maybe just keep an eye on some of their posts that they make, because they often say that they need certain types of food. So if you can do that and help them out, that would be pretty cool of you as well. So thank you for doing that. If you're going to make a donation tonight, that would be good. With over 160 players, I'd hope that we could get a few of you, dipping in and passing something over. So thank you so much for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed it and you've had a lovely evening. I'll be back again next Sunday, but before that, you'll be joining me for a worldwide quiz with players from all over the world, I hope, on Thursday evening. I really hope to see you in the feed. It will be exactly the same format as you've got used to on the Sunday, so you'll be well trained and well ready to try and take on the world. Let's see if we can get one of our Tonbridge players maybe doing quite well in a worldwide quiz. I will post the top 10 players and a quick write-up onto the Facebook page in the next 10 or 15 minutes, and we'll post your full results tomorrow so you can compare and get some bragging rights over your friends. So thank you so much for playing, everybody. Please go and support Sustain, and whatever you do, stay safe and look after yourselves, and I will see you hopefully on Thursday night. Good night.